Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Albion Online. I literally logged in and this guy's been competing with me, so I didn't get to set everything up to record properly. There was two bosses in the northeast section. I got one, the other guy got the other. Quickly scrambled to get everything set up. Here I am, trying to get these chests. Now he already got the boss in the middle, so I know he knows he went this one and then he went for the other one, guarantee. So there's another guy, the curse staff, he's literally running around trying to grab everything. And I don't even have roast pork going. That's how quickly I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know, can I last the 4 more seconds? 3, 2, 1, there we go. There we go. Roast pork in the middle. Literally the reset happened probably not too long ago. Let's reset this to running gear. Already set for that. I already know the northeast section doesn't have anything at all. Now, it's not often that I do a stream like this because this is very early morning. Literally right after a reset, so we'll see how it all goes. Most people will not be up this early. In the US, anyways. Except maybe for the East Coast. East Coast people will definitely be up. Alright, definitely a boss there. Doesn't mean I can get to it in time because I am competing with another player. And each time I get there, there is already another person there. So we'll see how it goes. Even still, we can random our Penucha. Who knows if he can make it before me. We'll just see when we get to where we get. 2 bosses. If he's at this one, then I can go to the other one. No, that boss just disappeared. Which means they went for that one. And this one's still here. This one's still here. We're not messing around. We're not messing around. See, there's the other person again. He just died. It's not worth it if you go down. Let's go big. Let's pull the archer. I need to pull the archer this way. R key, D key. Oh, he's trying to be a dick. Fine, that's fine. Whatever. Not only did he steal my chest, now he's trying to be a dick. I still get the chest regardless. See, he's pulling even more. Doesn't matter. He didn't do enough damage. Alright, now that that boss is gone, switch out to running gear. We didn't get anything amazing. Let's go sell, let's go sell.
Want to trade?
Okay, sell as quickly as we can. We run to Penuja. Highly tempted to just hit this quick sell. That's what we're gonna do. Nothing truly expensive.
Stay honest.
Next. I wasn't even set up for everything. Hold on, I'm still setting stuff up while running at the same time. Let's go. See what we get a Pentridge off. Maybe we'll get something good, maybe we won't. Who knows? Make it. Maybe we'll make it. Maybe we'll get most of the chests, maybe we won't. Who knows? Only 3 days left for premium. Went back up to 18.9. There was a point when it dropped to 17 million, 17.6 million for premium. And if I was gonna keep playing, that would have been the time to buy. We're just trying to make the silver back. 26.6. We'll probably make it to at least 30 million. At least. We'll see. No bosses up there. Was there a red boss out there? I don't know. Thought I saw a red in the top left, but next time we go out, we'll check it real quick. If it's still there. Literally right after the reset, all the bosses were there, so still didn't see anything that's really good. Just there. If the boss is not there, someone has already logged in to clear it out. There's no boss in the middle either. Somebody has been here. Which makes sense. People on the East Coast, literally they wake up at a normal time, a reasonable time, log in and just grab everything. No boss there either. What I should do... Oh, we'll think about it some more. Just have a guy around here so I know. I'll just log him in, check, and see if it's the bosses are there or not. Drop this aggro. No boss there either. Which means someone's been down here. Thought I saw, but it's okay. I don't see anything there. So for those that are watching this later, that tactic that person does, literally grabbing mods and pulling you in because you're doing area effect. That's a very, very mean move to do. It's not to say that it's illegal, nor have I ever... I've actually never done that to anybody. But I've had it done to me many times. And when you're not ready for it and you're trying to solo a boss, somebody pulls him in, and then you go down, right? And then they take the boss from you. That's a mean thing to do. Like, if anything, just try to out damage the other person, or because you're doing damage. And that's still because then you're both fighting at the same time. However, the other tactic that person's using, you go down, right? And you lose however much silver that you're wearing, and then the other person takes a chest. Again, not a nice thing to do. Normally, I just leave them alone, like you've seen as I've done many times stream, or I come in and I out damage and just take it, which it's still mean, but you're not making them lose any silver. They're just not gaining anything. Nothing. I've never actually done this right after a restart, so. Plus, this is Friday, so. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good at all. Again, it also plays an effect because I've been looting this in the last 24 hours. So, because I've looted all these ones, my chances of getting anything good are going to be a lot lower. But every single one of these chests already taken. See? Someone was down here. Well, Friday, never get anything good. Even when I try. Claim that. If all these bosses are down, that's good. At least another 15 minutes before anything gets respawned. What this means, and plus bandit assault's happening too. What this means is I can go catch up with that group and do some faction warfare. I did get some of the loot, but man. Alright, 13,000 faction fame. We're working a way to go catch up with that other group. We'll just wear a main set. We'll do it so that we can live longer just in case. You never know what you run into when you're out here. You never know. With Bandit Assault going, I don't expect a ton of resistance, but we'll see. Plus, I don't expect a lot of people on. Especially this early in the morning. So. We'll see how it goes. I guess we'll do damage. We're not expecting anyone for this first one. And good morning to those that have just joined. Welcome. I know I was doing chest runs. I already ran all through Malware Gorge and all through Penichu. Got whatever chest that I could. There was literally a competition. I had to log in as quickly as I could. Just try to stream. Because I got in. I was literally sitting at a chest and this guy walks in right as I'm trying to set everything up. Steals the chest right out of front of my nose. So I went and I put on my gear and I didn't even get to record. And I ran to the next chest to go get the other chest and I took that one from him. Can a 7.3 druid can solo outposts? I'm gonna say yes. I don't see why not. If you know what you're doing. It's all about Sukusing Jawa. It's all about knowing whichever faction outpost you're fighting, right? Each one of these guys have their own mechanics. Now this is a Thetford faction outpost, enemy outpost, and they're a lot easier to solo than some of the other ones. At least from what I've seen. I only really fight Thetford and Limhurst. And sometimes Martlock, very, very rarely. But the Thetford boss, I've memorized all of its abilities to a point where it's pretty simple for me to be able to fight and beat him. Plus, just with 7.3 Druidic, what other gear are you wearing? Kusing Jawa. Right? I'm wearing pure sustain type of ability. So I basically have two Helion jacket, double Helion jacket. Because of Spectre Hood. So I have a Helion jacket and a Spectre Hood, and the Spectre Hood's ability refreshes the Helion's jacket. So that allows longer sustain, but using soldier boots. Okay. Well, the Guardian boots allow for one more extra sustain with the giant buff. But if you practice it enough time, Kusing Jawa, I'm sure that you'll be able to solo an outpost in 7.3. Are you maxed out in the skill and nature staff for Druidic staff, or are you still leveling it up? Because the other thing too is I don't just have... Oh, let me level this up real quick. Let's do damage. Look at this right here. 4, 3, 2. Anytime I see these guys, these are totally worth doing. Go this guy too. Purposely leveling up different gear, that's why I switch gear. One spec and druid, one of us cost no silver. Well, yeah, if you're level 100 and you're in 7.3, I'm fairly certain you should be able to most likely handle an outpost. It's still going to be difficult. It won't be an easy fight. But once you practice it, because the first time that I soloed an outpost... Whoa, why am I wearing that? The very first time that I soloed an outpost, it doesn't always go well, right? It takes several attempts. But once you learn all the mechanics, it's pretty straightforward. I think the most important thing about the Druidic is making sure you see how to do the Q key. The Q key is the one that does basically most of your damage, which is what I was using before. I didn't even have my W key for damage. And you just put one Q key down. You can do, if you're not wearing a torch, like I'm wearing a torch, maybe using a shield or whatever you're using for offhand, you can do with the torch, my current torch, I can do 3 to almost 4 actions sometimes, or a normal attacks, and your normal attacks are what's doing the damage. So you put the thorns on them and you're doing normal attacks on them. My E key does damage and it heals. With Druidic it would be the same thing, except you just be healing yourself and not doing damage. And then a lot of times, if you see right here in this my 8.4, 8.3 gear, what I don't do is I don't even normally use my RD and my F key. And the main reason I don't use these 3 right away is if somebody comes here and fights me, that's for me to engage them. So I only need these 3 abilities to actually fight them. And if you're using Druidic, the only difference is the fight just lasts a lot, not a lot longer, but a little bit longer, because your E key won't do extra damage. But your E key will be able to heal you as a Druidic. And then also you have the risk too of like, right, another player comes and gets you, or other enemy faction comes and attacks you, and you have to be prepared to fight those guys. If you plan to even fight them. Maybe you decide to run away or whatever it is you decide, because Soldier Boots is really good at exiting or running away as needed. But you see how most of the time I'm doing a normal attack, so I put my thorns down and doing normal attacks? That's where a lot of your damage comes from. And you can do it without doing damage from W, you can do it without doing damage from E. The fight just lasts a little bit longer. Hopefully that answers your question. I mean, if time permitted, I could run back and see if I could get a 7.3 Druid. I can do that. Why are they fighting there? Oh well. Not gonna worry about it. Just gonna follow the proper routine, which is to go northwest and get this one first and then go for that one. Whether people join me or not, that's up to them. I've seen also people do solo an outpost in Axe. I've seen people solo outpost in Curse Staff. I've seen Frost Staff used as well. Those are the builds that I've seen actually soloing an outpost and successfully doing it. Because I saw enemy player their faction flagged. Gonna be a little bit careful. We'll save our 3 keys, R, F, and D. And we'll see just how this goes.
You chose the wrong side.
But I'm expecting an enemy player to come. So I'm gonna be a little bit cautious. Gonna dodge that better. I think the most important thing, Kusing Jawa, is to have the right food buff. Without the right food buff, you will not be able to solo an outpost. What I mean by that is my roast pork is the main part of this entire build. This right here. Without roast pork, I would not be able to solo the outpost. And you'll notice too, other people, when they solo outposts, they have some type of lifesteal. Doesn't have to be roast pork, but some type of lifesteal, because there's other things that also give lifesteal. But that's the main build to be able to solo outpost. And then making sure to dodge most of, if not all of, the skill shots from the enemy. And this one you can just do a simple triangle like this and dodge it all. You don't have to move far. Player joined. Let's do a party invite. He'll cap that one. We'll go for the next one. Clearly, I don't remember where it was. Gotta go this way. Haven't done this in a while. $16,000. So this is just like getting chests. I know the title says chest farming. Well, this is kind of like chest farming too, because I'm farming for faction chests. The only difference is I'm doing outposts. Oh, that would have been nice to have an axe with me. If you do lazy man one, which is kind of what I was just doing right there, you can basically stand in one spot. And even with druid, you can kind of sit here. I know I did two there. It's a waste.
Incendium! Fire will rain!
Definitely want to dodge these though, because they do a ton of damage.
Let me enlighten you. Incendium!
Hey, I can't pronounce. I can't read the last letter. Is it TMIT later, or is it the simulator? No, so I can't know. I don't even know what the last word is. Gimulator?
Ignorance.
Imitator. It's an I. That looks like a J on mine, but my screen really has it really small. But welcome, the imitator. We completely ran through Mauer Gorge. We completely ran through Penuchef. And because Penuchef had zero anything, that's why we're just doing this, waiting for the cooldowns for the bosses to respawn. And we'll try again. We didn't get anything nice this Friday morning, but I've also looted most of these chests within the 24-hour period, so the loot tables are going to be less. Purposely just trying to do a little bit more damage, speed it up just a tiny bit. Save one R key, one go giant key, so that just in case the enemy player comes, I can actually handle it. I do have one other player who's a healer. They look like they're in and I think about the armor. The armor is actually important. So I know Juicing Jawa asked the question 7.3 Druidic Staff. That's just damage. But unless you have the armor to actually tank, matching 7.3 armor, then you're going to have a hard time fighting faction outposts. Because what really matters the most on how much damage you take is the armor you're wearing. Because when I say armor, I'm talking about armor rating. If you look here, I have 762 armor and 762 magic resistance with my current armor. Your chest piece is what matters the most, not your headpiece, not your boots. Your head and your boots don't offer any armor protection, just health and energy. So if you're planning to solo faction outpost or planning to solo content, the two main pieces of gear are your weapon and your chest piece. Because your armor is what actually, how much damage you actually take, how much damage you can sustain. I don't know, Kusin Jawa, if you're still here, but that's a very important piece. Not just your weapon. Your chest piece matters just as much. Alright, that's that one. Let's check to see if they've already started working on this. They didn't. It looks like Thetford just captured that. So if I go here, I'm bound to run into enemy players if they come back over here. So let's just stay here for a second, cap this. Let's just watch to see what they're going. Because this right here, I would assume they would come to this one. But if they come back here for me, then that would be a problem. We'll see how it goes. We're going to go for it anyways. So it's kind of like strategic chess battle. You have to think about it. Even though this is like you're playing one guy, if you think of it as you're a soldier and you're running around playing capture the flag, you gotta have map awareness. Because if you just run in blindly, you're gonna lose silver for no reason. Let's see, let's go over here. And I know the title says early morning. I think I put chest runs, but I went all the way through Mauer Gorge. I went all the way through Penucha. Forgot what I could. Everything was already looted, so that's why I came here to do faction warfare, which is also getting chests too. It's just faction chests. So I'm getting faction points to buy faction chests. It's just I have to wait for respawns for Mauer Gorge and Penucha before anything even happens. Now I can see my food buff gone. So that's the important piece of this build. I'm going to eat my roast pork now. As you can see right here, I sustained heavy damage because I didn't have roast pork while I engaged in this fight, which is a major part of this build. So now we're down 2 abilities. So what we do here, because I'm still down life, is I don't want to waste this, but I'm probably going to have to use it. Unless that healer guy comes. Maybe. No, he left the party, so. We're going to just use it anyways. R key. Cooldowns will be very similar. Okay, looks like a staff wielder came. Now I can still solo it. The main reason why I'm being cautious is I'm concerned that for players will come and attack. But with one other player here, it's a lot safer. My D key's almost up already anyways too.
Let me enlighten you. Incendio! Feel the fire's rage.
Now I know another thing too that was explained to me, or somebody sent an email to me, is I know a lot of times I do WQ like this. It's for the cooldown so I don't miss it. Because see right here, you have to dodge a lot of things. And so, just out of habit, I do 2 Q keys. And then I put a 3rd Q key down, and this refreshes so fast so that I'm up and ready for if somebody comes. That's why I did 2 Q keys really in sequence much quicker. Now the guy is not dismounted, that's why I'm staying here. Sure, we'll stay in the group, I don't care. We're doing faction warfare. Do you think solo 4.1 GDG is worth it? Because when I do, it takes around 45 minutes for each floor using my 7.3. Group dungeons is what I'm assuming. Group GDG is gonna maybe stand for group dungeon things. Kusing Jawa. And me personally, that's where I started practicing. So if you're going to ask me if it's worth it, I'm going to say it's worth it for the practice. Practice soloing bosses, practice pooling, practice fighting mobs. Once you can do that, then you can start doing other content because you get the practice in whatever build you're using. Now, is it worth it for money-wise? You still make money, but I don't ever feel like you make as much money doing, compared to statics, for time to effort. Yeah, it's group dungeon is what he said. So Kusing Jawa, time to effort. Now what I mean by time to effort is you take, how much time does it take you to run to the group dungeon? Find the group dungeon. Get into the group dungeon. Finally make it all the way down to the boss. Fight a boss. Boss easily is going to take you, like you said right there, 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, when you walk out with the however much silver worth of gear that you have, take that into account and then take into account how long it takes you to run back to town, wherever your town is, put it all in the auction house, and after you put it all in the auction house, when you're done, how long does it take you to run back out and to another group dungeon before you get to another boss? If it takes you a whole another 45 minutes to do both, and let's say for example you only make, maybe if you're lucky, 500,000 silver or 800,000 silver, so then you take that time into effort and you say, okay, it took me 1 hour to make 500,000 silver. Maybe, right? This is a big maybe, and that's if you get lucky in a 4.1. Most likely you're only going to be making 100 to 200,000 an hour. For me, as if you notice a lot of my streams, I average around 1 million an hour doing static dungeons when I only focus on static dungeons. And obviously I don't sit there and I know research streams I'm going in there and I'm sitting at the chests by playing other games. I'm doing that because I'm being lazy and not putting in the effort. But whatever effort you're putting in, say you only have 30 minutes to play, then you play at the time. Now the main reason why this stream says early Friday, because today is Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday for me, at the times that I can play, because obviously most people don't play 24/7. Only very few rare people will ever play 24/7 on Albion Online. So whatever time zone you're in, wherever you're playing, you take into account and you memorize, well, where is the best plane to put my time to effort and how much money can I make? For me, it's doing Penucha, Mauer Gorge. I can only play an hour, 2 hours a day. Sometimes only I can play only 10, 20 minutes between like breaks, lunch break, or other things like that. So where is my best utilized break? A group dungeon is obviously going to take you 30 to 45 minutes as a player. This guy literally dismounted. He's in tier 5. He's gone. So, yeah, it's all about time to effort for me. Because in a group dungeon, what I mean by only logging in 45 minutes, 30 minutes, right? In a static dungeon, like Mauer Gorge or Penuchaf, I can go and log out on a boss and say during my lunch break or whatever break, I can log in quickly, check to see if the boss is there, do the boss fight, get the loot, and log out again. Because I know that the timer for all those bosses in the chest are all on a 50-minute timer. Now I also know that they do reset, so it's between 50 minutes and an hour and a half. So every 50 minutes you can log in and check to see if the boss is there. If it is, you log in, get the chest, log out. I spent maybe 5-10 minutes of time, got a chest, and logged out. You can't do that in a group dungeon, right? As soon as you queue a group dungeon, you have to commit the time. Whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's 20 minutes, however fast you can do group dungeons. Now I got to a point where I was farming group dungeons as much as I could. I could do a group dungeon between 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how many floors there were. Now this guy again is this tier 5 guy, so he dismounted. He's nuts. Sure. We'll go big. Goodbye. If you inspected what I was wearing, you would know not to do that. Now I know I just steamrolled him, but if you're gonna engage on the boss like that, thinking the boss is gonna protect you, then that doesn't work that way. Hopefully that answers your question there, Kusing Jawa, regarding group dungeons. Group dungeons, it's a time commitment. You do make silver, but a 4.1 group dungeon, soloing those, the time to effort, you might as well be doing a tier 5 one. A tier 5 one's going to give you a little bit better loot, and tier 5 faction flag. And then doing 3 zones away. And then you obviously have to run, and then you have to take into account, okay, is the 15% more fame, 15% more silver, and 15% more loot worth it? And or to stay closer and just do 4, you know, static dungeons or whatnot. It really depends. Person staying there, so we're good. And me, I got into a point, Kusing Jawa, where I mindlessly do this. You notice I'm talking and explaining while also playing. Like when you first do something like this, you gotta stay focused. You have to memorize timing. You have to know what works with the gear that you're wearing. Because if you don't have a lot of practice, and when I say practice, the group dungeons really are great soloing them to practice your build and then figure out what is the most efficient way to use your skills to work with to be able to solo whatever content you're trying to do. Like, I didn't just come over here to faction outpost and just be like, okay. Well, actually I did. I was like, okay, let's practice and solo them. But I'm gonna say I wasn't successful the first couple times. It took several tries. And then it just takes patience, right? Because these guys take a good couple minutes beat. I think the very first time I probably soloed one, it probably took me 20 to 30 minutes to do it the first time. I don't know. I'm just guesstimating. It's been a long time since when I ever did it. And the first time I did it, I was like, okay, here, let me at least bring one other player. I mean, not soloing, but when I did it before, I was like, okay, can I do it with at least one other person? And so then I did it with my brother, and we were able to 2-man outpost, and I was like, okay, if we can 2-man it, I probably can solo it. And I did it in lower gear, so I didn't have 8.4 when I did it. I did it probably in like 8, 8.2 or something, which is equivalent to 7.3. It's whatever I could afford at the time. Alright, this outpost is the last one, so we're going to sit here and cap it. Now, Karen Clutch is not worth it because you see right here it has no stars. So if you're doing faction warfare, this one would be worth it, but this one is dangerous to go get because there will most likely be opposing players to come and attack you. Now, because Bandit Assault's happening, this is the best time to cap this. So that's actually what I am going to go for. There's a chest there too. I don't normally go for these because there's always a ton of PvP going on. But if there's 3 of us, 2-minute wait's not that bad. Just gonna run past it, see how big the chest is. See if there's any other players also. Just a small treasure chest. But with 3 of us here, any player that comes by is really gonna get wiped out. I'm gonna stay dismounted. Tier 6.3. We're waiting. We're waiting the 1 minute. Circles, circles, circles. What are my teammates wearing? He's in 7.3 with 8. Yeah, we're gonna steamroll whoever comes in here. Because this guy's also, he's in 5.4 with 8. Oh, not just 5.4, it's a legendary. Oh, look at this. He's leveled this thing up crazy amount. Mob Feint? That makes sense. Defense versus all. I didn't notice that this was on the, not legendary, artifact, legendary, whatever you want to call it. Okay, here it goes. Five, 4, 3. Yeah, whoever's gonna come here is gonna get steamrolled. Let's open it up. Huh? Did I click it twice? I don't know. That's weird. I get 21k. Alright, what do we got? That one or this one? I'm gonna go for wind. Let's go for this one. Wind whatever it's called. We're all in decent gear. Oh, one of the guys left. I guess he's leaving. Maybe he wants to go to the other one. I guess they're going for Karen Clutch. Fine, we'll go to Karen Clutch. No big deal. I'll go this way. And then once we finish this, we can run back to Penuchev and we can check Penuchev because coming right up on the 50-minute timer. It's already going to be a little past it, but that's the best time to go check because the initial people, they log in right after the server reset, which happened about an hour ago. And as soon as I logged in, all the bosses, all the chests were already there, at least from our gorge. There's only 2 bosses I don't have on the live stream, but all the other bosses I showcased. I ran past them, they spawned, they were there, and I only got like 2 of them because someone else was already. I was competing with somebody else. Got 2 of them, and then I got 1 chest.
You chose the wrong side.
And so right here, if you were going to solo them, you're here still Kusinjawa. This is where I would go big with the giant key. because the giant key is where you actually can tank the most. Now I'm saving it right now for an enemy player to come. So if an enemy player comes and they're big, the very first button that I push, that I should push, is the go big key. But depending on the enemy that comes, right? If it's a big enemy, that's what I want to do. If it's a small enemy, I save it for later to chase them down. So it's a decision making as soon as you see a player come in, and you look at the color wearing, you look to see if they have a glowy weapon or not. Those are the things you need. It's the first reaction. First reaction should not be panic. It should be make a decisive decision and decide, is this player going to be a hard fight or easy fight? Now the better thing to do is obviously to click on them and then to inspect them, which I've never been really good at in the beginning. But I gotta get into that habit. Player comes, hit the inspect button. I should practice pushing the inspect button, which is this. He's in tier 7. Oh, it's the same guy that left. Or no, it's the same guy that joined. I don't know. Anyways, this is not really worth it because it doesn't have that many. So just 2 capping this area and then leaving. Still get a good amount of fame. Still gave 119. I guess I get defense points. I mean, I just got 26. I get 26,000 faction fame right there. And every 9,000 faction fame is worth a chest. Come here, do another faction outpost. Okay, this guy's in an axe, but he looks like he's about to go down, and he just did. So, what is he wearing? Can I even click him? There. He's in just flat tier 7 axe. And then flat all the other things. So, as you can see, not super safe to do. And I don't even know, does he even have roast pork? He doesn't even have a food buff. Don't expect to solo a faction outpost guy without a food buff. Even I can't do it if I don't have roast pork on. Actually, I think I've done it once without roast pork, but the fight was extremely difficult, and I almost went down several times. I don't recommend fighting a faction outpost without some sort of food buff. Your chances of doing it are really, really low. Okay. They should cap that. You're gonna stay to cap it? You're not gonna stay to cap it? Don't mount. One of us has to stay. And in theory, they should say, so you see right here, they're mounted. The thing's not capping where you're mounted. You have to be dismounted to cap it. So both of these guys are not actually adding to this. I'm the only one actually capping it. You don't get any bonuses if you don't do that. And if you're not in the group, so. Somebody has to sit there and actually be dismounted to get it. The other guy's in a snow husky, so he'll definitely make it there before me. Unless this way's faster. Every time I see people go this way, they normally get there pretty fast. And to be here almost at the same time with his Snow Husky, that means that path is technically faster. So, just something to take note for myself. Because there's more players, I can risk using my RD and the F key if I need. My F key really is just for tanking. Tanking and or chasing players down, but mainly for tanking. And the main reason why I have the giant boots is I've watched many times in the past. Now they've obviously changed this a lot. The game back in the past from years ago from when I started playing. There used to be a time when a player could come in, the ice cube quite cool. Calvin Young, welcome. And yeah, the ice staff, I don't know, the ice staff actually looks kind of neat. I've never used the ice staff. I've seen players use it. And it does definitely has a good aspect to it. A good feel, I think, too, and has good sounds. I'm sure the ice staff could be very effective, especially with all that. Get some flashy on it. Alright, this is where we're gonna go this way. See, Penuchev is even glowing. It's the perfect time to actually go to Penuchev. Vanderselt's actually going there. I shouldn't have gone for that last cap. I should have just ran straight to Penuchev. It's been about 53 minutes. So whenever I get there, if somebody else goes there, the bosses could be down. Because remember, the spawn time's between 50 minutes and an hour and a half. And because the other thing just reset it, it could have reset it another 30 minutes from the fresh spawn. So I may still actually have time and a boss may spawn. And if we're lucky, we can get something good. We'll find out when we get there. We don't need to be in this group anymore. All right, Friday morning. It seems like, because I've never actually done this too often, where as soon as the server restarts, I actually log in. So it was literally 30 minutes right after the scheduled time. So there's no scheduled time is 4 a.m. my time. And so it was around 4:30 my time. I logged in. And as soon as I logged in, all the bosses are in Marble Gorge. I had to compete with another player, so I didn't get the first two bosses streamed on it. I got one of the bosses. It's right on my side. It's night on my side. Yeah, it's still dark outside. And if it's night for you, then it's probably like you're probably somewhere on the other side of the world, or halfway around the world. I'm playing on the US West server, so. But server restarts for me at 4 a.m. And the only reason I'm playing is because I was up and I was like, okay, I'm up. It's Friday. I can't go back to sleep. 8 p.m. Yeah, you're definitely far ahead. And I don't normally, and this is not going to be a common practice for me to wake up early like this and to play. But I literally woke up because there's snow outside and and for whatever reason the heater I couldn't sleep comfortably, so I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep. I just laid there. I was like, okay, well, I might as well just get up and do something. Because Friday morning, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as I've said before, oftentimes I don't really ever get good loot. Very rarely. That's actually a good guy to fight. I'm gonna switch this gear to level it up. Oh, it's on a timer. I have 6 seconds. And the reason I fight these guys is for the extra fame. See right here, he does his green. He does a lot of damage if I stayed in it, which I'm not going to do. pretty lot animal can be rid in this game. There are definitely some interesting animals to ride in this game. That was 17,000 fame, by the way, for that one single guy. There are a lot of different animals to ride in this game. Oh, here's another glory guy. Look at this. Down he goes. Somebody left some loot. Probably shouldn't be grabbing all that stuff, but have it. Find a penny, pick it up. All day long you have good luck. Old saying. I don't even know if they say that kind of thing anymore nowadays. Alright. These people coming from this way, so good chance there's nothing there, but I see a chest there. May not be there. I didn't switch to any Helion. So I guess we're just gonna get to it and fight it if it's still there. Just now was no circle below him. These guys are glowy mobs. This is actually not a good safe fight at all. We're gonna run past this guy so we don't get hit. We'll see what we can do. I didn't fully get to interrupt. This mage is doing too much damage. I need to focus him down. Plus the ghouls. It's gonna cloak. It's gonna cloak. Ah. Alright. Too many glowy guys. Put on the main set. Just now was no circle below him. Thought I saw the circle. Right? 17,000 fame once. Yeah, 17,000 fame twice. I don't know. I thought I saw it. E key, and then this is where I go big right here with full hit points. This way you can tank more. Once you're small, you hit the R key, D key. Purposely take a little bit more damage so that you do more damage because it fluctuates. Now I save my R key just for when I'm down below at least 50 and then I hit it now. This way you do more damage. And that's why I have those three abilities for it. That's a blue chest. Better than a green. I don't know why I'm picking those all up, but I am. Okay, put on the Helion helmet, put on the boots. Only 22k, not really worth it, but that's okay. They all add up. Pennies add up. Sprint. Should technically have changed my W key, because the other one's better for running. We'll just keep going. I'm gonna hit the R key here because I have a way to drop all aggro. We're gonna drop aggro right here. Go down. I didn't see any bosses there. I see a chest here. Technically should change this, but because it's glowy mobs, we're not gonna play. I'm gonna play ball. Just gonna go for it. There's glowy mobs there. I'm gonna assume there's some glowy mobs here, which there is a glowy archer. It is a blue chest, it looks like. This is where I go big. Didn't have full hit points, but I had enough. Once I'm small, I hit the R key and then D key. This archer is the one that's mainly doing damage, but you can see all these other guys are dropping really quickly. I accidentally grabbed the other guys. My main focus is going to be the archer, and now this knight. This archer right there is not linked to it. Only this this guy's linked to it. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to move it just enough away to drop the archer, because I don't care about fighting that archer. Once I kill this swordsman, we're going to drop that archer. Just like that. He opened the chest, but he couldn't get anything because it's tied to it. Oh, I really shouldn't be picking those things up. Okay, because we're already closer to the southwest side, we're just going to take the southwest side. This is where I definitely want to switch this one to a running ability. I'm going to start tossing out the things I don't want, like these tier 2s. No boss there. But that doesn't mean there's not one in the back. So I hit the W key now. Hit the E key so I get that buff heal. I didn't switch to a Helion helmet. Not good. There's a chest right here. We'll see what we can do. Okay, that dropped dagger. We're gonna come stand right over here because there's no mobs. We have this, and this. I still want to level that up, so we'll risk it. We still have a visibility potion, so we're gonna risk this pool. If needed, I can pop in invisibility potions. It's better than dying and losing 250k and death. So, no real glowy archers, so I'm not really worried about it. The mage is not glowy either because the pattern on the back from the mage is not. He doesn't even have a hood or anything else, so no big deal. We're gonna grab this guy too, so we can do damage. Hit the R key now. W key. E key. Sprint out of the... I didn't get out of it. Wanted to. We're not gonna do it. This is where I need a potion. I'm not standing in a good spot. I'm standing in a very bad spot. W, E. Am I out of, that's why. I'm out of roast pork. I just ate a roast pork. I'm like, why am I not able to do this? No, I woke up early in the morning. Oh, and I just pulled what I didn't want to pull. This is going to be interesting. I'll probably multi-box later today. I don't have to do a stream on it. I'm actually going to go down. I can guarantee it. Not good, not good. I don't have any way to go invisible. Oh, I'm still alive. A miracle. Get that life back. I had no way. I didn't have my cloak or anything. So Kobe Ashura, no box, no box. I still multi-box. Just I figured it would focus on Albion Online just this morning because I wanted to focus just on getting chests this morning. I only got 3 days left of premium. But definitely still playing Ultima Online. The other day, I don't even know if I got it on... I'm pretty sure I didn't fully stream it. But I did a whole bunch of champions. And then PvP like crazy because there was a whole bunch of people that came in. Literally, guild after guild came in and was just wiping everybody out. Alright, switch to running gear, switch to... that's already set. By the way, did they push the Halloween updated? For which game? Kobe Ashura. For Albion Online, I saw pumpkins outside some things. I don't read any updates, if you've seen any of my other previous streams. I don't read updates, I don't look at updates. I have no idea about any news on Albion Online. I learn all my news by either viewers telling me, like yourself,
or my brother tells me. But I'm not a person that reads updates or news. Even when it says new update, I don't tend to read it. I just open the game and just play. And then whatever I experience, I learn as I go. You call out. Let's go over here. No boss up there. Pretty sure we already went southeast. So now we're going to go northwest and then northeast. So you just reverse how my normal routine goes because you just memorize where you went. Honestly, Friday, there's always so many people on. Friday, Saturday, Sunday that doing what I'm doing here normally is never... my time to effort drops significantly. As in how much money I make. Like on the normal days when I say my time to effort is $1 million an hour, right? That's when I can normally get my money from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I usually am lucky to get between 300 to 500,000 silver an hour, if I'm lucky. Most of the time, I'm doing exactly like I think I'm doing. Like if you go to a black zone, red zone, or something like that, you spend more time running around, and yeah, sometimes you score big loot. But even though you're in the black zone, red zone, it's just the same chance as if you're doing it here. You don't always score good loot, right? It's all random. Sometimes you score big, sometimes you score nothing. And all the time you spend running around is exactly what I'm doing here. You don't get as much money. Sometimes you get really big loot, but it really is about time to effort. And how much time can you play to not play. So I've spent about an hour playing already, and I included this right here, 32,000. That's 3 chests of faction. That's included with my silver gain. No boss here. But there is one chest here. Now, there's time to effort to this chest. I normally always skip those. But because we're here and we're kind of waiting for these boss spawns to happen, we'll try to work to get this one. So I switched to gear that I want to level up, which is this cleric coil and the cleric sandals, which you can see right here. Is only level 59. And the cleric hood is only level 85. And I'm really tempted to come over here and just do this, because I don't really care for the cleric coil. I just want the extra item power. So spend 1,500,000 and then just get rid of the cleric coil. I like the mage's coil because it does a lot of damage. That one I actually prefer. You can farm mule skin in the dungeon they added, by the way. What's a mule skin? Like some kind of skinning thing that you can skin in a dungeon? Yep, they did, I think, for the West. So West server, there's an update, and you can do some kind of mule skin. That sounds interesting. An extra harvestable, maybe? I need to switch to a more damaging... No, skin as in vanity skin for the mule mount. Oh! You're talking about this. Where's the mule? That one? That's the original one. Jacko Donkey. Okay. Right here. Bunch of pumpkins. And is that garlic on his neck? I don't know what it is. Jacko Donkey. Okay. Since I never really worry about skins. Yeah, I don't worry about it too much. The one skin I'm wearing, which is one of the few skins I'm wearing, purposely to make me look semi-weaker. I know the weapons are still showing and everything, but it's to fake out those guys while I'm doing faction outpoils, so that somebody comes in and then I get extra points when the guy comes and attacks. I mean, yes, they're with lore gear, they're attacking me, right? But the amount of points you get for when somebody does that is huge. You get extra 3,000 points normally on average when just one player, regardless of what they're wearing, comes and engages you on a faction outpost. Because you get what is called faction defense bonus. Huge. So I wear the skin just so that people will come and engage you because it doesn't look like I'm wearing anything fancy. Gonna try to ghost pull this a little bit. It didn't drop. Come on. I got one guy, but this is not a part of the same group. Still, it's worth getting rid of him. My eye really is on these two boss spawns to see if a boss spawns. Because we've already checked the other side of the dungeon. Can you turn off skins for everybody? That's probably a setting that changed, Kobe, are sure. So you're saying right here in the game settings, there's probably some place to... I don't even know where to do it. There's probably some setting in here. Again, I don't look and read all this stuff. I don't know. Vanity, okay, here it is. Only in safe areas. Huh. Show for opponents. Only in safe areas. Huh. I didn't know you could do that. So, that's something new. Here in the game settings, under I think it's general. Yeah, under general. Scroll down here, go to vanity. You can change this, show to opponents, only in safe areas. Show opponents, only in safe areas. And what that will do is it will take away all the vanity, it looks like. That's nice. Then I can instantly tell what somebody's wearing. I never knew you could do that. News to me. Get rid of this wizard. This archer is what I want to get rid of. I also want to get rid of that spawner. His bats keep silencing me, which is not good. Trying to get rid of the archer. I didn't get him. Those bats. That's the time to effort that just takes so long. You learn about this game every day. Even I didn't know the pork pie thing. Yeah. There's so many things to learn about. The little nuances. The more you know, the more stronger you become, right? And it seems, yeah, a lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know about that. It makes a big difference. It's a huge amount of money gain. That's why pork pies should be more expensive, but they're not. Because so many people just don't know about it. Kind of funny. I'm literally holding all just junk. Alright, let's not waste time. Let's just wear the full gear. Let's switch this out to damage. Let's blow this thing away. And watch, there's only going to be like 8 to 15,000 silver in this tiny itty bitty chest. Like, there's so much effort involved in this chest, but it's never worth doing. I've never, ever once gotten anything good from these chests. R key, D key. I got silenced for my D key so it didn't go off. I got one spawner at least. I really need to get rid of the archer. Focusing the archer down. Okay, archer went down. Oh, potion. Almost went down there. Those bats really, the silence, because I didn't have a double R key because I got silenced on the D key. Those bats really are powerful. Yeah, and the black zone silver farming, I don't know, is just more instant than safe zones. Yeah, you risk your 4.1 gear, but you make that money in like 2 minutes. Black zone mods, each mod drops like, yeah, black zone's definitely, I guarantee, like you're saying, the profit's huge. I just don't like the black zone. Right? They're advertising it, black zone, black zone. I want to play the game the way I like to play it. Okay, good. He didn't silence my ability, which would have really sucked. I just pulled a bigger mob, which I didn't want to. I gotta get rid of this bat spawn. Ah. Silenced again. I was trying to use an ability. Silenced again. Go big. Okay, come on, bat spawn. Go down. Please go down. Okay, the bat spawn went down. That's what makes it the hardest thing, is those bat spawns. Now, Curse Staff probably does better on that one because the dots last. But each one has its own benefits. Come on, come this way. I don't want to step too close to that side because that will pull from there. And they'll literally run all the way over here to this side. Because it's just... They didn't design this section. For farming Yellow Zone, you need to unlock tier 8 and then have tier 8.3 before and then learn the pulls and the mobs. It's good enough for end game, but it's... If it's new character, yeah. New characters, yeah. And really, it's just about... See, like this 6,000. Less than even 8,000. All that effort for a chest that I've never seen worth anything. Alright, recall out. These are basic on the timer again. We can attempt to run a Marwar Gorge. The timer for that one should be... soon? How much gear? How much do I have? I have a whole bunch of junk gear. I say we do one more time but we go southwest. I don't wanna leave with just really pennies. But it's Friday. And I tested a 5.4 legendary on test server. Yeah. I didn't do the test server there, Kobe Ashura. I actually bought a 5.4 on my live stream and started leveling up a 5.4. Yeah, I spent I spent millions on it, right? So, and plus I also bought the wild weapons too, and I spent millions on those too. I have them on live stream. Literally, as soon as the day they released them, logged in and like, I've never tested these. I never did the test server. Let's go buy them and see how much they are on day 1. And literally on day 2, they literally almost more than half. Like a weapon that cost like 3 million, 5 million became 500,000 the second day. Like prices got slashed so much. And I bet now if we're to look on the market, they're even cheaper. And I spent like 3 million to 8 million per weapon. But hey, I did it on day 1 of release. We'll keep that on. There's a glowy mage. I mean a glowy archer. Plus there's a glowy mage right there. You see the pattern on his back. And a glowy knight too. Come on. I'm going to pull him a little bit more back. Come here. 2 glowy archers. I didn't notice that. Okay, let's just focus down mage. gonna get frozen. Come on, go down. That didn't push the mage. Okay, at least I got the mage. We'll get the swordsman. That's what we got. 16 MS? Oh yeah, that's right down there. Costs like 500 million to max out the stats. Yeah, that's not even worth it for 5.4. Here's VSync or frame rate limiter. So my frames, yeah, my frame rate is linked to 60 frames per second. I don't need to play more than that. I'm sure if I turn it off, it would jump up. It's a good question. Go test that. Turn it off and see how many frames per second this thing jumps up to. The main reason why I turned that on is because when you're multi-boxing, right? You kind of want to keep your computer as cool as possible so that it lasts longer. I mean, I bought this, I built this machine back around 2014, 2015. And it really is time for me to get a new machine. But building your own computer is definitely more cost efficient. The graphics card just shot up so much during the cryptocurrency hype and everything. And now everything's coming back down, so... Ish, not really. Now they have the AI hype. Oh, a purple chest. Finally something worth it. 309k, okay. Guarantee I gotta drop a whole bunch of stuff, most likely. Let's toss this. Let's toss this. Eat this. Eat this. Ah. Tossing that, tossing this. And that, and that. Oh, I need to toss more stuff. Toss this, and toss this. There's only 1,000 in there. Those two items are not really worth it too much. I'm sure there's other things I could drop, but time to effort. Okay, out we go. So, the question was here with turning on VSync. Let's turn this off. Turn the limiter off. Okay, I get 419 frames per second. Good luck, Rob. Bro, whatever you wanted to try to say. Right here, 477 frames per second. The milliseconds drop down. 0.2. I don't know what's better. I'm guessing lower is better. But see, the 400 something frames per second, the game doesn't look any different. All it's doing is revving up my CPU to do 400 something frames per second. So, anyways, I'm not gonna play it that way. That's 60 frames per second is good enough for me. Yeah, even in PvP, I'm not. For the amount of heat that it causes on your CPU and on your computer, you're just damaging your computer. If you want a computer to last a long time, you try to reduce the heat as much as you can. If you, whatever you're trying to do, right? I multi-box and I play so many different clients that I purposely turn things off that I don't necessarily need. But I'm guessing with Kuroshi SD's reaction, 60 milliseconds is maybe good for him. But I can get it down to 2 to 3 milliseconds if I really, really wanted to. I don't see a need to do that because I don't notice that big of a difference. And I'm sure it's also supposed to do with my screen too, right? Maybe if I bought a better screen, purposely a gaming screen. I'm not on not purposely on a gaming screen to do that. That could actually do 400 frames per second refresh rate that you can actually see with your eyes. Anything above like 120, 150 frames per second is really hard to see, especially something that's this small. For me, anyways. And I've gotten so used to back in the old days where 60 frames per second was pretty good enough. But I can see that in PvP, yeah, just seeing the slight tiny reaction differences probably cause a big difference. I'm getting older. I'm not young anymore. My eyes and everything don't... I mean, I can see it, but I don't feel like I need it. Because PvP is not my main goal all the time. I'm more of like a PvE player searching for loot, trying to get bigger and everything. At least in Albion Online. There's certain games where like specifically trying to do PvP, or Quake and everything else, where skill is actually, I feel, different type of skills so where I improve on can be better. Where Albion Online, there is definitely skill involved, but the other problem too, when you're in the open world like I am a lot, your gear matters as well as your skill level. So even in black zones, I'm like, oh, black zones can... No, people can go in and high level gear in black zone and totally steamroll you. I mean, 60 milliseconds, no humans can perceive that low amount of latencies, can they? I have no idea. That's a good question there, Kobe Ashura. I have no idea what the human eye can actually perceive. Some people I know can see more than other people's. So my dad, he's retired now, but he worked in video and editing and audio. And I know he can see slight details that I never noticed until he points it out.
Made a profit?
And then I have to sit there and squint and stare. So literally when you spend 40 plus years of your life just doing video, you really become a professional in it. Alright, Mauer Gorge. Today's probably going to be an interesting day for streaming. Kobe Ashura and anybody else that's watching. Kind of have more of a day to do all the different things. But we'll have to get off. Make sure when my son wakes up and everything else. But yeah. We'll probably play a whole bunch of other games. Definitely going to be multi-client. I don't know if I'm going to stream it. I don't know how it's perceived. So I know that you're the one that, Kobe, you've seen my multi-client streaming. A lot of people don't actually watch that content. Do you enjoy it? Should I keep doing it? I don't have to actually stream it. I can just play it myself. But I stream it because like, oh, this is the way I actually play. Well, if you spend 30 years of your life doing something and you're not a professional in it, yeah, I don't know what you're doing. Kobe Ashura, definitely true statement. Normally the professional, what people think is professional, or at least becoming really proficient, is once you spend between the 5 to 10 year mark, you should at least be very proficient. Professional, yeah, 15, 20 plus years. If you do the same thing over and over again, you should definitely be a professional in it, in some sort. And it's the same thing when it comes to like cooking and video. And I think my dad even mentioned this too. When he was he does his own YouTube thing as well. And he videos football games and stuff. And he posts them on YouTube. And as he videos and does these football games, a lot of people in the comments, they ask him the question, well, what equipment are you using? How are you doing it? What settings are you doing? And he tells them all that. And they can't replicate what he does. because he has so many years of experience doing video and video editing that they're trying to replicate exactly what he does, but they can't. And the same thing comes to cooking. Me, because I can relate to cooking because I've done a lot of cooking and I still cook in my life. A lot of times I'd make certain food, right? So I'd make pot stickers, dumplings, whatever you want to call them, jiaozi. Anyways, you make these different type of foods, right? There's an orange boss back there. And I take the entire recipe, steps how to do, how to make it, and when to make it, and you give that recipe to somebody else, and they make the same recipe, but it doesn't taste the same for whatever reason. Because they're just tiny nuances, how you mix it, where you mix it, what time you mix it, what kind of bowl you're mixing in, what type of ingredients you're putting in, exact quantities, and all those other things. They all play into effect of, is it really good? I need to read the comment. Let's drop the aggro right here. Because we're on a time crunch, let's put on the full gear. Let's go to full damage. Let's eat the roast pork. I'm not even going to worry about this right this second. Okay, let's read this. I just put streams on another screen and play the game. I don't really mind it, but I don't know on the game. Because most people don't like watching PvE con streams. I have no idea what those dishes are. But one thing I know about cooking is cookbook can't teach you how to cook. Yeah, cookbooks can't teach you how to cook. It just comes from a love of cooking. And this is true. Most people don't like PvE stuff. I can see that. Most people like PvP stuff. I don't know. I just play what I want. But thanks for the feedback there, Kobe. Ashura. I guess I should play more PvP type of games, huh? I can even get this guy. Come on, go down. There we go, big blue chests. Let's put this back on, put this back on. I'm out of roast pork already. I hear a player coming. You're too late. Okay, the other most of this other stuff is not worth picking up. But the boss is already gone. Okay, that boss is gone already, so we're just gonna pick it all up. I could be a mean person and leave one item in there and make the person wait, but you're not gonna do that. Yeah, I see a lot of people do the Fortnite thing. So I didn't get to Fortnite till way late in the game. And I'm gonna admit, as soon as I opened Fortnite, hours and days went by. And it was totally semi-worth it. I honestly enjoyed Fortnite Save the World, which is how the original game was supposed to be, where you build and you fight versus those zombie guys that come out, more than the actual PvP game. The PvP game with 100 players versus each other, right? Free for all, or group, whatever it is you were going to do. It felt like there's so much luck involved, right? You have to go, you have to find what it is, and then if you're lucky enough, you get the right weapon. Right, and then someone else comes in and they snipe you from behind or from whatever it is. And then the biggest thing that I had problems with Fortnite, because I've had carpal tunnel syndrome since I was 12 years old, because I just play way too many video games, as you even notice now. This is me, if you've noticed all my streams and everything, this is me pulling back on how much I play. I used to play so much more. Now I'm married, got a kid, family, work, everything. Can't play as much as I used to. But when I was younger, I all day, all night, play. And don't, again, I don't recommend that for your health. It's not nowhere near recommended to do something like that. And I have no regrets doing it though. Alright, chests. Some chests come here. Drop the echo right here. Switch the gear I want to level up. Haven't played a round of Fortnite yet. You know, I have some coworkers that are playing PUBG right now, and I've never played PUBG, but I guarantee if I started playing with it, I'd get addicted, and I'd actually get decent at it if I spent the hours to do it. Around the 100-hour mark, 40, between 40 hours and 100 hours, I become proficient. And then around the 300 to 500 hours, I become really good at it. But you got to spend that time to play it right and get good. And then if you really, really get good at it, if you spend 1,000 hours plus, then you get really, really good at it. But I would have to take the time, right? It's all about just taking the time to get good. Or you lose progress after a certain amount of time. Is that how PUBG and Fortnite work? I also didn't like it. Yeah, Fortnite is really just, there is no leveling system. There's a game that was an old game called Enemy Territory. Tons of fun. Used to play it in like a LAN room, so a whole bunch of computers together, and we used to play Enemy Territory. In fact, I still do it sometimes. Old game. They made it so it can actually work on the new operating system and everything. And then they made Enemy Territory Quake Wars. Enemy Territory Quake Wars is not as good as Enemy Territory. Just my own personal opinion. I really liked Enemy Territory. Fun game. Yep, you get dropped into a world loot and you start the whole process. Yeah, that was Fortnite, PUBG, from what I've seen. Alright, run back to town. Sell. Then I gotta do farming. I don't think I did my farming yesterday. Either way, I actually probably have to wrap this up soon. There are things I need to take care of. So, if you enjoyed this content, please feel free to smash the like button. Helps me out a ton. Helps push this content out to other people, bring an awareness to it. If you would like, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, especially what you don't like so that I can improve and make better content. If you have not already, please feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay as well. Come back once a week, once a month, check out what content I have, and or come back daily because I am streaming daily. Now today is going to be kind of a special day. There are definitely going to be more streams / videos coming today for different games because I have time to do it today. But for right now, I do have to wrap this one up because I have to go take care of a bunch of things, and I'm not just going to leave this here AFK. And Albion Online is just my morning type of routine that I do. And then I'm going to go play the games that my main games that I do want to play. Again, thank you, Kobe Ashura, for being here, commenting, and giving all this feedback. It was great chatting with you. Maybe we'll see you later today, or we'll see you at another time. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. And you all have a wonderful rest of your day.